So I'm going to be building one of the Ork Heavy Bombers. I've got some plastic cement, which is in fact GW cement in a Tamiya brush bottle, clippers and an X-Acto knife. I'm not going to make you watch me cut everything out from the sprue. I'm going to separate all the stuff for one of the bombers and then I'm going to build him. So I'll be back in a second to start the build. I've got the fuselage ready to assemble. I have put the side guns in the fuselage. They're completely interchangeable. You can put any gun in any hole, but it's a little fiddly. You get the brush, you put a little bit of glue around the inside of the hole, and then you drop the gun through, pull it, and then you make sure the sight is at the top. So it's one of those things that you need to pay a little bit of attention to while you're putting it together. So we've got a series of sub-assemblies that are going to go together to form the fuselage. So a bit of glue. And the first engine piece goes together. On here you've got these that go in the side. So again, look at how they go in. You end up with a flat piece at the bottom. One. Essentially at the end of this we'll end up with a series of sub-assemblies that we just pop together. So with that, you then want to put the engine front on. And you've got the engine back here, where you end up wondering, I'm trying to put it in the wrong way around, that's why it's not fitting, how that goes in. So again, you can get a good deal of variety with the engines, because you've got 4 engine pieces for each side that are all interchangeable with the 4 for the other side. So that's one engine built. That's the top plate built. We've got the turrets. If you want to paint these super detailed and paint the pilot, you can't glue these side pieces on, because you're not going to be able to get to the pilot. There are good arguments for leaving the side pieces off and painting them separately. If you want to paint a display level model, it's the way you've got to do it, because otherwise you can't get to the ammo feed here. Let's zoom in with this. If you glue it together, you can't get to the ammo feed here. You can't get to the pilot and do the face and the arms. But at gaming distance, it'd be impossible to tell that you've not done the face of the arms. That's even more noticeable with the nose turret, with its zap guns, where you've got a fully detailed pilot again, but he's in a ball turret where you might just be able to see his face, and that's the most you can see. The ball turret has internal details on the inside of the turret. So if you want to do display level, you have that option. However, you're not going to be able to see anything when it's built. So the feet have been lovingly sculpted, but you're not going to be able to see them. So again, this turret goes together. So then we've got another engine. So, bit of glue. You can tell even when you snip them all off the sprue which engine halves go where, because only half of them have got these sticky out bits. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's just me trying to put it on the wrong way. And then again, you got a rear piece. And a front piece. And with those on, the engines are built. At that point, you want to build the main carapace. So, this nose piece is going to go in here, like so. I've got a little bit of plastic there, so that when it comes off, means that will perfectly slot in. So that's one side, and now we want to get the whole of the other side. Like so. And then we got to look at putting this on, which is why we got that done and out of the way quite soon. So yep, you can see where this fits. Like so. And then this piece goes in here. Like so. And you're left with these two rear pieces. You've got the rear door the bombs roll out of, and you've got this part of the tail piece. So we'll start with getting the rear door in. Which gives you a nice orky door. And then the tail piece, which is going to go in like that. And then you've got a fuselage that's partially completed. You can see where the turrets pop in, like so. So I'm going to leave those separate for painting, because while I'm not doing super detailed and trying to paint eyebrows on the pilots, I do want to get them done that way. The question is then whether to do a sub-assembly with the wings separate, including the engine, in order to be able to paint the guns easily enough. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So the last piece to go in is going to be this piece, which is the landing wheel and the section to put the ball joint in. So I'll be back in a second to complete the tail. So I've got all the parts cleaned, I'm ready to start assembling. I am going to keep it as sub-assemblies. I'm even considering not sticking the wings to the engines, because if you stick the wings to the engines, you've got potentially a bomb right next to the wing, making it difficult to paint. Sorry, right next to this engine, making getting to the bomb difficult to paint and making the engine detail difficult to pick out. So either you glue the wing to the engine and leave the bombs separate, which may be the best thing to do, or you leave the wings separate and potentially glue the bombs on. But it's up to you. I do think leaving the bombs separate is probably the best thing to do. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. It also gives you reasonably big sub-assemblies to work with. So like so. And then you do the same thing with the other wing. Like so. And you find this. We'll zoom in a little bit. Like so, which then puts you in the position where you can work out, yep, that goes in that one, so you want that to go there. You may find it easier assembling these step by step. Double check that this is going to fit on. It is. And that looks pretty solid. And then what we want to do is add a little bit of glue to this. amazing. So I've actually put them in the other way round from how they are in the picture, but it makes absolutely no difference. So you've then got this fuselage. The wings go in like this, which gives you a pretty big plane. So, and they've got two of these in one kit using two full-size sprues. That's a Dackerjet for comparison, but I think when they do the Thunderhawk it's going to be Eavy Bomber size. So we've ended up with some sub-assemblies. So we've got these turrets to pop in, but which should probably be painted separately. You've got the wings left off so that you can easily get to the engine parts and easily get to the guns going down the side of the fuselage. So yeah, I like this as a kit. It's easy to go together, there's a lot of detail, and in general it's really, really good, like all the other Aeronautica stuff. If you like airplane gaming, I would heavily recommend Aeronautica. The models are great, the rules are great. Scenarios need some work, but there's stuff going on with that. But yeah, if you've liked this video, hit like and subscribe. If you want to chat, leave a comment below. But otherwise, good gaming.